Hello, hello, hello. All right, so today's video is all about how pleasure makes you a better leader, a bolder leader, a more magnetic and confident leader. I'm Sheree, and I am a sacred sexual kung fu coach. I am also trauma informed, and I help women and men tap into their orgasmic pleasure and use that orgasmic energy to fuel their lives. My background and my lineage is in the sexual Taoist practices, and the sexual Taoism beliefs are that sexual energy is raw life force energy, and this life force energy can be used to create your life. So, digging into pleasure a little bit, moving beyond maybe what you think of pleasure, but when I speak of pleasure, I'm really talking about feeling the expansiveness of your senses, of your sensuality, really dropping into your sensuality, into your senses to the point where you have a mindset shift, to the point where you experience an ecstatic state, to the point where you are able to turn that into energy rather than it being depleting, and turn it into going from pre-orgasmic or having the one-off orgasms to multiple orgasmic. And so, why does this energy make for a better leader? Well, if sexual energy is life force energy, when you're leading from a place of having this internal pleasure, of having this revved up sexual energy, it makes you much more confident. It makes you more magnetic. It makes you more radiant. This energy, when you use it to expand it throughout your body, expand it throughout your aura, it helps you to kind of combine, like, I don't want to say completely drop out of your head as a leader, because you need the head and your heart. You need both on board. You need the body on board, but it helps to merge the two. It helps you to become much more compassionate. It helps you to lead from a place of groundedness, of confidence, and it helps you to be more magnetic because it increases your radiance. Sexually charged people who know how to use that sexual energy, know how to draw a crowd around them, knows how to communicate freely. It unlocks the tension and fear in communicating effectively. It releases these, it helps you let go of these thoughts of, caring so much about what someone else thinks. And though that never completely goes away for a lot of us, for some of us, it does, but for a lot of us, it doesn't. But you get to a point where you can be bold and stand on your principles, stand on what you know to be true as a leader. Sexual energy helps you become a better leader because it frees up the tension in your body, and it can help you release stress, right? Stress, prolonged stress, and dealing with the trauma can make you small, can make you shrink, can make you unsure of yourself, can make you it can repress your creativity. It can repress your higher genius. But when you tap into the sexual energy, when you tap into the magic of your breath, the magic of your body, the magic of your sensation, it makes you more creative. It makes you much more vocal. A little bit about my background: I am a full-time author. I've published over 90 books, right, on Amazon under several pen names over the last 10 years. I got my start in 2013. And I get the question often, well, how have you been able to write so prolifically? Like, how do you keep the ideas coming? And it's because I'm tapped into my sexual energy. I cultivate it. I work with this energy almost daily, and I use it to put my genius out there. I use it to create my life. I've used it to write these books, and I've lived abroad. I'm back home right now, but just for a moment, I've used this energy that we all have within us to sit down and create. By tapping into my sexual energy as a leader in the self-publishing industry, as well as being a sex coach, I've gotten to a place where I don't overthink. I'm much more in flow. In some areas, I got some work to do. We all do. That's the beauty of life. We're ever evolving. We're ever changing. But when you begin to ground down into your sexual energy and expand in your body, you become far more creative, and you become far more less afraid to put your creativity out there. There is a really good book. I don't know if I have it around. I do. There's a book here called Vagina by Naomi Wolf, and I recommend anyone with pussy, and if you love people with pussies, you get this book because in this book she discusses the connection between the brain and the vagina, right? And the first chapter is all about women in leadership, women who, famous writers, women who are CEOs, business owners, entrepreneurs, who once they begin to have like ecstatic sexual experiences, they begin to expand in their business. They begin to, their creativity cracked open. It's a really good book showing the correlation between the vagina and the brain. And what it is that vagus nerve, it's in it runs from our brain down our spines to our pelvis. Which is the vagus nerve. It controls our flight and flight response, our stress response. This is where this trauma reaction lives, and how we process trauma. But there are nerves that branch off from the vagus nerve that leads to the pelvis, that lead to the vagina. And when you release the tension in the vagina, if you're not experiencing internal pleasure, then this area is numb. But once you begin to work with this area and expand in your pleasure, you begin to experience deeper states of orgasm, and this makes you more confident. It sends these signals to your brain that helps release your inhibitions over you putting out your genius, you putting out your work. You communicating with your audience, you communicating your genius. So I believe that to be the best leader that you could be, you need to be practicing pleasure. You need to delve into your sexual energy. So if you're someone who's struggling with confidence, or you are uncomfortable with your sexuality, you are uncomfortable with your pleasure, you still are holding some shame around it, I would highly recommend you book a call with me. I am a trauma-informed somatic sex coach, and I help you melt away those these traumas, and using the tools. One of my favorite ones is personalized breath work. And other energetic tools. I combine some neuroscience practices that help you get back to the core of you, because your original essence is an abundant, creative, bold, magnetic, radiant being. So book a call with me so that you can start your journey into up leveling in your sacred sexuality, so that you can start your journey of sexual healing. This first call is 100% free. You and I, 45 minutes. It's a pleasure power breakthrough call, and you can get the link down below. I look forward to seeing you and talking with you soon.